Your washing machine dies on a Tuesday night, and the technician does not repair it. He tells you to throw it away, not because the drum is shredded or the motor is fried, but because the sealed plastic tub costs more to replace than the machine is worth. That is not a malfunction. This is the business model. Today, we're pulling apart the engineering decisions that built 5 machines to outlast decades, and the cost-down traps that make sure your new one doesn't. The modern trap. Manufacturers didn't accidentally build machines that die in 5 years. They made 3 decisions that guarantee it. And the first one starts inside the drum. Open the back of a modern front loader, and you'll find the bearings pressed into a welded plastic shell the size of a truck tire. That shell is polypropylene, and it's fused together at the factory. When the bearings wear out after years of vibration and detergent exposure, you can't press in new ones and you can't split the tub. The manufacturer doesn't sell a bearing kit. You get a quote for the entire tub and drum assembly at $300 to $600, plus 8 to 12 hours of labor, and that totals the machine. The second decision is the drum spider, the hub that connects the drum to the drive shaft. Older machines use steel for this part, but modern manufacturers switch to cast zinc aluminum alloys that corrode in hot alkaline detergent water. The spider arms crack under cyclic loading, the drum throws off balance, and a $20 alloy part destroys a $1,200 machine. The third decision is electronic lockout. Modern washers run on control boards that fail from moisture or power surges, and replacement boards cost $200 to $400. Manufacturers discontinue them a few years after launch. A Norwegian study tracked appliances across decades, and washing machines were one of only 2 categories that clearly got shorter, with average lifetime falling from over 19 years to roughly 10. This was a choice. Every feature that makes your machine harder to fix makes the manufacturer more money, because the harder it is to repair, the more likely you'll throw it out and buy another. The sealed tub turns a bearing that costs $20 into a $600 assembly, while the pot metal spider turns a routine wash cycle into catastrophic imbalance, and the proprietary board turns a 10-cent capacitor into a $400 ransom. That's a closed loop, and you're inside it. Specimen 2, Whirlpool direct drive. But there was a time when the industry built machines to be owned, not rented. And one platform in particular eliminated every failure point the old belt-driven designs had. From roughly 1982 through the early 2000s, Whirlpool built a direct drive top loader that was also sold under the Kenmore, Estate, and Roper names. The motor connects directly to the transmission through a single plastic coupling, so there aren't belts to snap, pulleys to slip, or motor mounts quacking under load. 6 moving components run the entire drive system. A modern front loader has over 40. The coupling is sacrificial, and it's designed to wear out first, which protects the motor and transmission. A replacement costs $9 to $20, and you can install it in an afternoon with basic tools. When the machine hums evenly during a full cycle, you know the drive system is intact. If you hear grinding during agitation, the coupling tells you it's time. Look for model numbers beginning with LA, LXR, or WTW, and expect to pay between $75 and $200 for a clean example that runs evenly during a full cycle with no grinding during agitation. Buy one, replace the coupling as preventive insurance, and forget the laundry room exists. Specimen 5, Kenmore 70 series. The direct drive wasn't the only honest machine Whirlpool built for another brand. And that badge is the reason most people don't trust it anymore. The Kenmore 70 series and 80 series from this era were built by Whirlpool on a commercial-grade platform using the same direct drive motor system installed in coin-operated laundromats. There aren't belts to snap, carbon brushes to wear down, or control boards to corrupt. It uses the same direct drive motor, and the only part that ever wears out is the coupling. The stigma is that Kenmore is a Sears brand, and Sears is gone. But the underlying platform was never Sears engineering. It was Whirlpool commercial specs sold through a retail storefront that no longer exists. The mechanical dial timer means 0 circuit boards. A clean example runs between $75 and $200. Spend $40 more on a new lid switch and inlet valve, because those are the only parts that wear out after 3 decades. With that machine, you're not buying a brand name or a touchscreen. You're buying independence from the next $300 service call that was designed to fail on a Tuesday night. Specimen 1, Speed Queen. But if you want to see what a company looks like when it refuses to downgrade its residential line at all, you need to look at the machine that logged 25,000 cycles and asked for 1-door latch. If you want a Speed Queen, look for the TR5 and TC5 series. Those models are the commercial residential top loaders built before 2018. No other appliance company in this country has ever refused to build to a price point the way Speed Queen has. Every other brand found its breaking point and created a cheaper consumer-grade variation with plastic internals and shorter duty ratings. Speed Queen never did that, and they never created a separate residential parts line. They install the same commercial-spec transmission, stainless steel tub, and belt and brake assembly in residential machines as in their coin laundromats, and it isn't an adapted version or a consumer-grade variation. It's the exact same part number running the same duty cycle rating that commercial laundromats pay to run 16 hours a day. Carol ran Speed Queen machines in a coin laundromat for 16 years, and each machine logged over 25,000 cycles through daily abuse that would destroy a typical consumer unit in half the time. Her repair record was one-door latch. That isn't luck. That's what happens when a company decides you deserve the same engineering as their commercial client, because the only difference between a laundromat and your laundry room is who puts the quarters in. Every other brand decided you'd accept less. Speed Queen decided you deserve the same. Inspect the belt for cracks and press firmly. It should push back with resistance. So if you find a TR5 or TC5 in good shape, spend $600 if you have to, because that's the last washing machine purchase you'll ever make. While your neighbor makes an $800 repair call on a machine that cost $1,400 3 years ago, and the one before that, and the one before that, you're done because you opted out. Specimen 4. GE filter flow. But there's another kind of honesty that doesn't get attention. A machine so direct in its design that people mistook its best feature for a flaw. GE built the filter flow from 1970 through 1989. It has a manual lint filter inside the tub that people see and mistake for a flaw. But that filter is the reason the pump never clogs, the motor never overworks, and the drain never backs up. It's the most honest piece of appliance design ever built into a residential washer. Roy found a 1979 filter flow at an estate sale for $60. It already had decades of use. His repair bill over 11 years was one $22 inlet valve that took 20 minutes to swap, and that was the entire maintenance cost of a machine already old when he found it. The agitator runs off a 2-speed transmission built to GE commercial specification with heavier castings and tighter tolerances that were designed for industrial cycle counts. Check the inner tub along the bottom seam for rust. Surface rust on the cabinet is cosmetic, but rust on the inner seam means standing water and a compromised drum. A working filter flow runs between $80 and $250. That's less than the sales tax on a new front loader engineered to die in 5 years with a sealed tub you can't open. Buy it, clean the lint filter after every load, and forget about the appliance industry for 30 years. Specimen 3. Maytag Dependable Care. The filter flow proved you could be honest with the user, but one brand built a transmission so over-spec'd that it became a running joke among technicians, for the wrong reason. Maytag built the Dependable Care top loaders from 1985 through 2000, before Whirlpool bought the brand and changed everything under the name. The original transmission was cast iron, rated for industrial cycle counts with no sealing, while a modern machine uses a plastic gear case rated for roughly 500 wash cycles. The cast iron unit alone outweighs some entire washers built today. Glenn paid $45 for a 1993 model at a garage sale and ran it for 11 years without a single service call. That happens when the transmission is rated for industrial cycles and the only wear item is a $12 pawl. The agitator dogs take 30 minutes to replace, and they're another sacrificial wear item protecting the expensive core. Pull the agitator cap and inspect them, because if the agitator spins freely in both directions, they're worn. The stigma is that Maytag became a punchline after the acquisition. That reputation belongs to the post-2006 machines, not the original Dependable Care line that Whirlpool eventually killed when they realized cast iron cost too much to compete on a big box shelf. A clean example runs between $100 and $300, and it's the last residential transmission that was built like a truck axle. Your neighbor pays $800 to fix a 3-year-old machine, then another and another. You opted out the day you bought one of these 5 machines. The planned obsolescence, the proprietary boards, the bearings engineered to last past the warranty, none of it touches you. The question isn't whether the industry will go back to building like this. It's whether you'll keep paying them not to.